Hello everyone, welcome to February's vlog. It is starting on the 14th, but I'm finally back to it. I have to be out of the house in about 6 minutes, so really quick skincare routine while I just catch up with this month. First things first is Kiehl's eye cream, which is the best eye cream ever in the world. I don't make the rules, that was nowhere near my eye. I'm just getting ready to go to the cinema. The cinema in the city centre is playing 10 Things I Hate About You, which is one of mine and my best friend's favourite rom-coms. So we are going to see that for Valentine's Day because there's no Valentines in this house. This is my moisturiser that I use. Hence the red face. I made the decision to take my dog out for a walk half an hour before I had to be ready, so of course I am getting ready with 5 minutes to spare, and it is freezing cold outside, so my face is beetroot. Also, I'm recording this on my phone, so I'm looking over here. Yeah, I haven't really been up too much this past few weeks, hence no vlog, but I'm doing this tonight. I thought I'd vlog because it's one of the bougie cinema, which doesn't happen often. I really feel like I had more skincare products today, but I don't really. Let's look in my drawer to see if there's anything else I can put on, make myself look a bit nicer. I'm not seeing anything, you know. Whoops. I thought I had more skincare to do because I normally have like my SPF and stuff, but it's nighttime, so I don't need to put that on. But I'm gonna put on a little bit of this, say, can't remember what it's called, it's like the glowy stuff. If you watched my last vlog, you would have heard me talking about ordering this. It smells really like perfumey. I feel like the red face is just, I don't really want to have to deal with it though. I was going to say it's just going to be something I have to deal with, but I don't really want to. So, I literally shouldn't be doing this. I have to be out of the house in like 2 minutes, and I am still getting ready. Sorry, Naomi, if you see this. Also, this concealer is really yellow, but it's all I've got. Oh God. This would be the time when I can't find anything. Just gonna rub that in quickly. This is gonna be a shit show, but the red cheeks need to go. Which is funny because I'm saying that and I'll probably put a wee bit of blusher on top of this. So like, see, because I'm getting ready, I really have no idea what I've even said this first portion of the video. But I'm just making myself look a wee bit more presentable, and then I'm actually out tomorrow. Naomi is going to be sitting in her house going, where is she? Future Naomi, this is what I was doing while you were waiting on me. We're also out tomorrow. We're going to see the Useless Hotline podcast live, which is cool. I did get this new bronzer, but I'm afraid to use it in case it doesn't go on nice. So I'm going to use a different one, just because I know that it'll go on me nice. I'm using this peaches and cream brush. Now it possibly is too dark for my skin, but needs must because I am looking a bit worse for wear. And then again, I got the same blusher version of the bronzer, but I'm also afraid to use it, so I can't use that either. It's really dark blusher. Oh damn. Oh well. See what I mean? Like, I cover up my own redness with pink blusher. Like, what is the point? Although that looks so much better than the blotchy redness that I had going on there a second ago. This is the Refi brush as well. This is my favourite brush for cream blusher. But I just kind of put it across. We're not going for any sort of fancy look here. I'm gonna quickly comb. Nope, that's not even the right product. Benefit Gimme Brow really quickly through the front, just to add a bit of colour. That, like I'm saying, like that brow looks no different than it just did a minute ago. This is also new, so that mists quite nicely. Yeah. Then my spectacles to make life that little bit better, and then some lip liner. This is honestly the most haphazard makeup routine. Oh my god, why is that a luminous red? Me when I have no idea what I'm doing. What am I goddamn doing? I'm just pulling products out of my drawer and hoping that it looks okay. That'll do. I'm gonna wear a hat to disguise myself ever so slightly more. Just do that, and then I will get a little pump of this Tresemme Pro Oil, which I have been wearing in my hair recently just to gloss it up a bit. That is me all ready for the cinema. Hi everyone. We went to see 10 Things I Hate About You last night in the cinema for Valentine's Day because, as usual, I don't know Valentine's. What's new? But that happened last night, and then tonight me and Naomi are going to see, I don't know why I forget how to speak every time I'm trying to talk to the camera, like tell us what I'm doing. We're going to see the Useless Hotline podcast live. So excited for that. I got ready today and did my first ever peel makeup, and I'm actually quite pleased. There are a few things that I would like to do different, but like the colour match, give myself a pat on the back, but I'm just taking random pieces, just curling over them again just to add a wee bit of life. So what is going on this side? Who dragged me through a bush? I hate reasons. I need something done to my hair. Like haircut wise, because I just feel like it's so like wool. Do you know what I mean? And then when I curl it, they all go into like one curl. I'm gonna put a ruler in actually because it's so flat, and like I try my absolute hardest to like make it have volume, and it just never ever works. So anybody, like, what is a cool way that I could get it cut? I've swore off cutting it really short again. We're over that phase of our lives, but like, do you see what I mean? It all goes into one curl, but I don't like doing that where like one's this way, one's that, like all different curl directions. I just think that ends up looking really strange. So I don't really know what to do there. Also, I was going to use my Beauty Works curling one today, and when I pulled it out of the box, the wire has somehow melted. I think the last time I used it, I may have burnt it by accident, so obviously don't want to use that in case it goes on fire. So I had to resort to the trusty old GHD method of curling my hair. Also, don't know what to wear tonight at all. I really don't know what the vibe is. I've never been to a live podcast before. So unsure of what to wear. This is me already. I can't believe the colour match. I'm actually quite proud of myself. Hi. So I have wound up wearing possibly the most boring outfit I own. Mostly black as well. I hate wearing black. My hair also just wasn't playing ball, so we've gone for some sort of weird half up, half down combo with a wee bit of hair wrapped around that. I just feel like this is giving like office job vibes, which I suppose is kind of on brand with the theme of the podcast, but like I didn't really want to go like dressed up on theme. But my trusty old grey cardigan, just this little ASOS vest. This is a skirt, some tights, and these little pumps. Now I have a little bit of time to spare because for the first time in my whole life I'm actually ready early, so I'm gonna go make some dinner. Dinner, it'll probably be the most convenient meal slash snack to ever exist, but I'm gonna go do that. Perfume, forgot perfume. Going in with my favourite perfume in the whole world. Just in case anybody wanted to know what I smell like, it's usually this. And when I'm not wearing this, it's usually the Kylie Cosmetics, can't remember what it's called, Cosmic I think it's called. I like that for like daytime, but when I'm going, I know you're not supposed to spray perfume in your hair, but I do. When I'm going out, it's typically this. I do have this little necklace on, but you can't see it. Usual earrings, my glitter ring. That's pretty much it. I don't have a handbag. Never have a handbag, but well, hey, I'm really into this outfit. But YOLO, because I actually don't have anything else suitable to wear. So this is what we're going with. That's it. Thanks to you. Now I get what I want. Since you've been gone. Hello. Good morning. No, it's not morning. It's afternoon. It has been a week since I last spoke to you guys because I was working all week and I really didn't get up to much. But my family have just left me for the weekend, which means I have 2 full days home now. Peace and quiet, brilliance. The introvert in me is like jumping with joy right now because I love being home alone. Not all the time, obviously, like socialization is good, but I just love having that wee time to yourself. And I thought, what better way to kick things off than to have a nice bath in the daylight, because let me just show you what my bathroom looks like with the big light on. You hear that? We have an extractor fan, which is the most obnoxious sound. The lights are bright white, so see when I have to get a bath, and I rarely have time to get a bath in the daytime or in the morning, it's always nighttime, and you have to put that big light on. The most overstimulating experience in the whole world. So I'm taking full advantage of having a free house, having the time to have a bath and in the daylight, in the natural light, and I'm just going to chill and have the best time ever. So I thought before I run my bath, I'm going to take you guys through some of my bath essentials, some of my favourite items. So now this is uncommon, but I am a Soap and Glory stan. I live for Soap and Glory. This is the bubble bath. I also love this body wash, and this is my holy grail body moisturizer. So this is what I typically use in the bath, and then I use their body wash as well, which I don't have to hand right now. I think it's in that cupboard. I recently bought these as well, Epsom salts, because I hear that an Epsom salt bath is very good for you. However, I don't know, can you put these and this in the same bath? Or does this have to be like on their own? Because it's the thought of a bath with no bubbles. And for shaving, I, as always, Estrade razor. Never without an Estrade razor. I have used these for about 5 years now, and they're the best. So that's that. Also, I have the Estrade shaving foam. Personally, I don't really think you need it
when you use these because they have like a layer on them that kind of shave quite well without, but I have it anyway. Current shampoo and conditioner I am using are the Redken Acidic Bonding Duo. Really enjoy this. I actually really love their leave-in treatment, but I don't have that at the moment. But these are great. This brand is great. They do all different types, but this is the one I use. And then my trusty old fave that I've recently started using, the fragrance-free one, but Alma's cleansing balm. Sometimes I like to do a wee cleanse, especially if I've not had makeup or anything on. Put that on and like leave it sitting for a little while, especially while I'm in the bath, and I'll just like chill out, watch something. I tried to get on board with the reading in the bath thing. Absolutely cannot do it, because like, what if you drop your book in the bath or your hands are wet and then you end up with a big soaking wet book? So I'm very much a laptop on this thing and watch something. So that's my bath routine. I'm gonna run that now, then I'm gonna have a nice bath and then clean my house. I'm not really doing much today, so I've dedicated today to like a chilled. I spent the morning doing some work on my computer, then I'm gonna have a bath, make something nice to eat because I'm a wee bit hungry too, and then I'm gonna clean, do some washing, etc. And tomorrow I'll probably get up to a bit more when all that's done. So bath has been had, hair has been washed, and will probably stay in this towel for about 6 hours because I hate drying my hair. It's the worst task in the world. But I have made some lunch, some avocado toast on sour bread, which I don't technically think is gluten free, but I do know that it's not as bad as like eating regular bread, and also gluten free bread is gross. So I'm settling for sourdough, and I'm having that with some Rod's matcha. Now, this I feel like I need to speak on. The first time I tried this, when it first came out, I didn't like it. I don't know what it was about it. I didn't enjoy it. But I read somewhere that they tweaked. Read somewhere. Me trying to sound smart. I definitely saw it on TikTok or something. That they tweaked the recipe. And then I tried it again, like a week or two ago. And it was really nice. So I bought a few, and I'm going to have that. How Gen Z of me to be having avocado toast and matcha. Although I would argue that avocado toast could be deemed millennial. However, that's not relevant. Also, I got this new little loungewear set from Sainsbury's yesterday. I thought it was feeling very spring, and like I said in my last vlog, I am over the winter, over it. So dopamine dressing. Yellow stripy set. Good morning. It is the next day from the last time I videoed. I can't remember what I last recorded. I think it was me getting a bath. I made a really lovely dinner last night, but I forgot to film anything about it, but I will have a little picture here if I can figure out how to do that. It wasn't anything fancy. It was actually quite plain, but I had been having a bit of a sore stomach and I just wanted something that was really going to make me feel good. So I had a baked sweet potato, which I heard were quite difficult to get right, but I got it right first try, with salmon, the long stem broccoli, and spinach. And you know what? I had it and I didn't feel the slightest bit of bloat, nothing. Like it just made. Do you ever eat something that just makes you feel good? And then I started thinking, I was like, maybe that's what I should be doing all the time, but I don't. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach, do you know what I mean? Like, I do one good thing and then I go and do something ridiculous. I can't help doing this. I do this every day and I need to stop. I need to have something in my system before I have coffee, but here we are. But the actual point of this part of the vlog was to chat to you. I'm filling in my journal. I actually need to grab a notebook. I'm filling in my journal. I had a whole plan yesterday of how today was going to go, and then I couldn't sleep last night. I was up till like 3 a.m, which, if you know me, that's not my vibe. I am asleep for 11 o'clock every night, so that was rough. So I had a bit of a lie-in this morning, and then by the time I woke up, I was like, I don't really want to do the day that I had planned, and then I procrastinated like hell yesterday. So there was a lot of things on my to-do list for yesterday that didn't get done. Did some things, but not all of them. So then they had to happen today. It's also like 1 p.m. and again, I go through life at a snail's pace, so they still haven't been done. But I'm just doing this, and then I thought you could make my to-do list with me. The day I had planned, I was going to get a, let's go with a pink pen. My stationery is in a Christmas box. I was going to go into town just to get me out of the house at one point this weekend because my family are gone. So I'm literally just in the house on my own. I was like, I'll go into town, get me out of the house for a bit, but I'm trying to be slightly more financially responsible, and I was thinking the only thing I really like need in town is new bedclothes, but I know if I go the whole way, I'm not going to go the whole way into town for one thing, so then I know I would start buying all around me, and then there's a new Sephora opened, which I avoided like the plague for like the first week or so because it was crazy. But then I was like, I'll maybe go in there, and then so I was like, no, we're not going. So I didn't go to town, and then I was like, I had so much to do. I've got like coursework that I need to do. I missed not that Irish class this week, but the week before. So I want to sit down and do a bit more Irish work today just to get me really caught up because I went to that class this week, but I just feel like I need to recap everything. Laundry needs done. There's so much washing that needs done in this house. Because there's only me, there's not much dishes and that sort of thing that needs done, so that's fine. I need to clean my room. I need to clean downstairs. My makeup brushes could do with a clean because I'm busy next week and I'm busy for like several weeks after that, weekends. So I'm like, now's the time, I'm not going anywhere. So let's make a list and see how I get on with it. So laundry, I've actually already started that. I don't know if you can hear the washing machine. Laundry, bedroom, downstairs, makeup, brushes, coursework, and Irish revision. In my head, that felt like a lot more. It's really not that many things. But like I said, I move at a snail's pace, so I will probably still be doing this at midnight tonight. I'm wearing a hat inside, by the way, because as you know, I washed my hair yesterday and it didn't dry it. So it air dried and it looked a bit crazy this morning and I had to go to the shop. So I needed to put a hat on. Today's outfit is just this tracksuit from ASOS, matching bottoms. And then I love putting a wee white t-shirt on. You can see the collar and then you can actually also see the bottom of it. And then I paired it with this hat and these shoes. What a strange way to show an outfit. But I thought I'd show you guys my journal. I forgot to do last week, so I'm currently in the process of doing last week and this week. I will add colour to it, but I like to write everything out first. But I'm going to just run you through it to tell you a little bit about my life. I usually do like each day, like one line each day, but like I said, I forgot about last week and I can't remember what I did every single day for the past 2 weeks. So I need to get in the habit of doing it every day, but we're not there, so I just wrote 3 top moments of each week. So last week I went to see 10 Things I Hate About You in the cinema, which was really cool because it was out before I was born. so I never saw it in cinema, and it was really nice to see one of your favourite films in the cinema. Then I saw the Useless Hotline podcast, which I think I recorded before I went to it and then just never spoke about it again. That was really good, really funny. I just thought the boys were exactly the same, like the humour translated exactly the same as it does when you're watching it online. And the third top moment of last week is a very materialistic answer, but it's that I got a new phone and I love it. I'm actually recording on it right now. I'm just testing it out because the camera on it seems to be really good, so I'm just testing out, see if it's good to vlog on or not. Obviously I'm not ditching my camera, but me and that camera have a wee bit of beef going on because there's this weird noise. There's like a fuzzy noise that comes from the Canon, so until I can figure that out, I'm trying out this. Top songs of last week are Back on You by Joe, End of Beginning by Joe, Chateau by Joe, Link by Joe, and Gaptooth Smile by Joe. Big fan this year. Like, I think every top 5 of each week this year have had Joe on them until this week, which doesn't feature him at all, which is crazy. My top songs of this week are Let Alone the One You Love by Olivia Dean, Man I Need by Olivia Dean, See You Again by Miley Cyrus. I took a wee dive back down to my childhood, to my roots, and I have been I feel physically sick with nostalgia every time I hear Miley Cyrus. I actually watched the Hannah Montana movie and cried the whole way through it. I was crying the whole down, throw down, just out of sheer nostalgia. I just have such fond memories of that time in my life when I was just a wee child and everything was so simple. Then It Isn't Perfect But It Might Be by Olivia Dean, which is from the Bridget Jones movie. Possibly one of my favourite Olivia Dean songs. Really enjoy it. And then 5th is Oh Caroline, the live version by the 1975, because if you haven't listened to that live album, I don't know where it's live, but it's the Manchester show, but they have it on Spotify. It's a full live album, and it's... Then I don't have a media consumed section of last week because I'll be really truthful, I can't remember last week. This week I do have media consumed. So first up is the Hannah Montana movie. Fantastic. Second, I haven't actually finished this movie yet. I've watched half of it, and it is called Kes or Kes. It is from 1969, I believe. It's very like kitchen sink drama vibes, you know, like This Is England, Quadrophenia, those sorts of... It's not about those subculture groups, but like those sorts of dramas about like gritty real life. But I've been recommended it by many people, so I have watched half of it. Struggled with the strong Yorkshire accent in the movie, hence why I've only watched half of it, but I intend to finish it tonight. And then last, guys, I need to talk to you about this show, Love Story on Disney Plus. It's about JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Guys, now I'm very obsessed with pop culture. Like, I am so interested. Like, that's like my... if I could major in anything at uni, it would be pop culture. But that obviously isn't something you can do. But when I saw that this came out, I was so excited. Binged watched all 4 episodes yesterday. I think there's going to be 8. When I started watching it, I didn't realise that it wasn't finished yet. So now I'm raging because I have to wait week by week to finish the rest of it. But so good, guys. Brilliant. Even if you don't know who they are, I still would recommend. I think it's a great watch. But also the soundtrack. Unbelievable. Like, they played some great songs. There was a bit of Jeff Buckley in there. The Cranberries. What else? Fade Into You by Mazzy Star, which is one of my favourite songs ever in the whole world. And then I'm just sitting watching this episode yesterday and the Stone Roses start playing. Now, bear in mind, it's a very American show. It's set in New York. It's about JFK's son. It's like very American. And then next thing, the Stone Roses are playing. I was like, what? So yeah, good soundtrack, but the story's quite good as well. And then, oh, my top moments of this week I thought are quite nice. Number one top moment is that my granny got out of hospital. She has been quite sick these past few weeks, and it's been very, very stressful for our whole family. We have been a bit all over the place. That's nice to have her back where she belongs. Another top moment of this week is that the sun came out. You have probably heard me ranting in either this vlog or the last one about how much I hate the winter. I hate the rain, the cold. I hate it so much. The sun is out, guys. The sky is blue up there. So, but I'm going to colour these pages in, and then I'm going to get cracking with my to-do list. But yeah, so that's my update. I'm probably not really going to vlog the rest of the day, hence this little sit down section, because I am just going to be cleaning my house. That's today's little portion done. I will be back whatever else I have planned in the coming week, because it's the last week of February, and then I'll be 2 videos down for this year, guys. Isn't that fantastic? Because last year I think I maybe uploaded like twice the whole year.
Well, I'm very aware that this looks like a sit down video, but it is in actual fact the end portion of February's vlog. Because as the fantastic YouTube content creator that I am, forgot to end the vlog. Did so much yesterday, forgot to vlog all of it, and that was the last day of February, because it's actually March right now. I was editing this month's vlog and I realised I didn't end it. It just stops at a point, and that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, so like stay tuned, and it just never happens. And I have a lot to talk about, because I know I normally show you like what I filled in my journal, but it's Sunday now and I haven't done that for this week yet. So instead, I have a list of talking points and a few things to show you guys. So we'll start by showing you all this, and then I'll get into my conversation points. But first of all, my new toy. It is the Pentax SBO. It's just like a point and shoot film camera. I, at the end of last year, got really into like disposable cameras, and I'd seen a few people talking about like getting one of these that you just put the replaceable film in. So I've started using that this month. Haven't got it developed yet because I only started using it, and there's still like a whole roll of film unused, but I have quite a few things on this month, so hopefully we'll get her filled up and developed and on the socials soon. But how cute. There's something that feels so cool about like taking a picture as opposed to stamp with your phone. That was supposed to be me stamped with a phone, by the way. And then this, I don't know if I spoke about it at all this month, but I finished a book for the first time in I don't know how long. I didn't finish January's, which we spoke about. Finish this in 2 days, guys. 2 days. I mentioned this at the end of January's vlog, that I wanted to get this book, and then I was like tidying my room one day and I found it. Turns out I already owned it and forgot that I had bought it. So I read this. This is right up my street. It's just like a rom-com, sort of a really easy read, gets you like hooked in the story, you just can't put it down, hence why I read it in 2 days. Really enjoyed. It's the same, I spoke about it before, but it's the same author that wrote that new movie on Netflix, People We Meet in Vacations. Well, she wrote the book, but you know what I'm talking about. And I love it. Then I got me some vinyls. I got these wee like thin record shelves. They're up there, but my room is messy, so I can't actually show you that yet. But I got like 4 like wee record shelves. I'm in the process of like vamping up my room a little bit. Wee shelves above my drawers to like display vinyls on. But I haven't bought any new vinyls in a long time because our record player broke and we didn't use them as much. There's loads downstairs, but there's loads of albums that I'm liking at the minute that I haven't got the vinyls for, because obviously the record player doesn't work. So I bought myself 4 albums to put up there. That's where they have been living, but I took them down to show you guys. So my favourite album of 2025 is Romance by Funkin's DC. I think their music is impeccable. It's so good. I went to see them in August last year and it was fantastic, like the best ever. Yeah, that was my favourite album, I think, of last year, my favourite piece of music from then. So I don't know if that actually came out last year or if it came out 2024. It was my favourite of 2025, so of course we had to include this. Then the one and only Olivia Dean. She is just, I feel like I don't really have to say much because everybody should know how amazing she is, and it's fantastic. And the album actually comes in a little pink sleeve, which is so cool. So we have that up there. Then I'm like a weirdo, so I had, because that was black and white and the other one's coloured, I had to have like 2 coloured ones and 2 black and white ones, so that like. But luckily I had 2 really favourite albums that I was able to tie into my colour coordination. And of course my favourite singer in the whole world, we have People Watching by Sam Fender. I went to see his tour last year and it was the best. This album is the best. So if you don't know, get to know. And then last but not least, I feel like I don't really need to speak on this because in both January's vlog and this one, you've heard me speak about the Crux 1,000 million times. So of course I had to get that. I think that I could talk for days about this album cover as well. Where is the part that I really like? This little guy. There's a wee mouse dressed as like the doorman, which I think is cool. And then this is actually Joe Keery hanging out of a window, which if you flip it over you can see the opposite point of view. And then there's just loads of little like Easter eggs of like things that are mentioned in the album. So I got those to decorate my room. I actually have 2 movie posters coming that are going to go on the other side of that wall, and then my room's all tidied and gorgeous. I will show that. So those are like my haul items. Then me being the forgetful person that I am, and I also would probably switch the conversation 45 times before I got to the point written a list. So we're going to go through my list. What I usually show in this is my top songs of the week. I'm gonna have to go in actually and do one for like the whole of February, which I forgot to do, but we'll go with the week for now. This week, number 1 song was Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones. Now I would like to admit I'm not a Rolling Stones girly. The only song by them that I actually feel like I know, well I probably know more, but one that sticks in my mind is Angie, but I only know that because Aslan covered it. I don't really know much Rolling Stones songs, but I've discovered Wild Horses, and that's number 1 because I have listened to it it's like one of them songs I put on as soon as I get up in the morning because it's like slow and relaxed, like Fleetwood Mackie vibes. And just listen to it and go about your day. Second is Charlie's Garden by Joe. You've heard me speak about that 1,000 times, so that's that. And then on the Olivia Dean train, we've got Nice to Each Other and Man I Need. Good little groovy songs. And then last is Liberty Bell by Funkin' CC. That song like awakens something inside me. I love it. So good. Makes me like. So there's that. Then I've written moments that have happened this week. There's not many because I was in work and that's not worth speaking about. I got a blow dry yesterday. It was more curly yesterday, but now it's fell into this really nice like flicky vibe. I'm so bored with my straight cut hair. I'm actually booked in this week coming for a chop. We're not going to cut any length off, but we're going to do some layers, some bangs, etc. And then second of all, I was at a christening yesterday, which is fun, but we did spend a lot of the time critiquing the DJ's music. It was just, like cheesy christening songs like Superstar. But don't get me wrong, I'm saying it was pure cheese. I was like this the whole time dancing, so my opinion really valid.
a topic I do want to speak about is TV and film, because I am a consumer of the arts, and I want to talk about it. I had to write a list because I watched a lot of TV this week. First I've put Bridgerton. So good. Is Benedict Bridgerton not the best guy ever? The guy just, I want one. I won't spoil in case anybody hasn't seen it, but so good, loved it. I do think it was very slow, but I think that also has part to do with the fact that they split it in half, and I had to wait a month, like watch the first half, had to wait a month for the next half. I hate that is like the done thing now. I really can't get behind it. Like, please just give me the whole season and let me binge it and enjoy it. And second, I watched a TV show called Conversations with Friends, which is based off the Sally Rooney book, the author of Normal People. And I have to say, the show was very, very similar, sort of not same story obviously, but same sort of vibes as Normal People, which I loved. I love to watch that every now and again and like emotionally destroy myself. But this was sort of similar, however, I couldn't really get on board with the plot. Not the plot, like I could get on board with it, but like I wasn't keen on the dynamic of the character, like the relationship dynamic of the characters. Therefore, I didn't really feel emotionally involved. Whereas I watched Normal People and I'm like on the floor. Do you know what I mean? But I did enjoy it. It was very good. It was Joe Alwyn played the guy in it. Oh, and the guy from Young Offenders, he plays Connor in Young Offenders. He was in it as well, but I don't know the rest of the people. But it was really good. One of them ones like you kind of get hooked on it. So I watched it just this week, so fast. I finished it last night. It was very good. I love that sort of like the style of those shows. Like Normal People, I just think the way it's filmed, it's so good, and that was very similar. However, there was a lot of it. It's set in like Dublin, and a lot of it was filmed in Belfast. And there was scenes like she was in a shop in Dublin, she walked out and boom, she's on Castle Street. And I was like, so it was a wee bit difficult for me in that sense because I'm sure loads of shows do that, but I think because it was filmed in locations where I live, it was hard for me to like not focus on the fact that I'm like that's not Dublin. Do you know what I mean? But overall, enjoyed. Tess. I feel like I spoke about that already, but I watched it the other day. So sad. It's really like it's very like gritty kitchen sink drama vibes, like This Is England sort of quadrophenia vibes, but different storyline obviously. But it was so sad. I just watched it and my heart was so sore. And see, I like to really upset myself on purpose by watching these things. My final talking point is the Brit Awards, which I have watched religiously every single year since as far back as I can remember, and I loved it. This year I have some critiques. In terms of who won the awards, I'm pretty happy with Will Fallis won Group of the Year, which deserved. Olivia Dean won like a gazillion, which again deserved. Remy In by Sam Fender and Olivia Dean won, which is great. Noel Gallagher got an award for songwriting. The performances at the Brits were also impeccable. Harry Styles performed Aperture for the first time, which so excited to go and see him this year. Then who else performed? Olivia Dean. And then Mark Ronson, he got like a prestigious award for producing, and well, he is a producer. I'm presuming that's what the award was for. I can't really remember, but he did a really nice tribute to Amy Winehouse, and then Dua Lipa performed, and because he worked with her, and it was very good. I liked that performance. I mentioned all the things I liked about the Brits. Now on to things I didn't like. Advertisements. Could literally fall asleep. How many times there was advertisements? They were doing like one performance and one award, and then a break, and then same again. I am someone who loses interest in things very, very easily. So these advertisements, they're not going to keep me hooked on the show. Second of all, I didn't like the amount of censorship. Do you know what I mean? Like what happened to free speech? And I get like at the BAFTAs there were some really bad things that happened to slip through and weren't censored. So I get having to have it there a little bit, but it felt like Jack Whitehall, who was the host, couldn't get a word in. Every second sentence was muted. somebody actually got up and said Free Palestine, and it was muted, of course. But like, come on, do you know what I mean? Like, what harm is that doing anybody? But yeah, it didn't feel the same this year. Very like this and this and this, and we're doing it this way, and there's 5,000 advertisements, and nobody's allowed to speak their mind. You know what I mean? But it was alright, I guess. It's my roundup. This was supposed to be a really quick roundup of the month just to close off this vlog, and I've been speaking for 15 minutes. So good luck to me editing this vlog. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you like it. And I will see you soon with another video.